So you just picked up your guineas from wherever you got them from. This is our first time raising them, so come along for the ride. So we picked up our guineas along with a couple little chicks from Tractor Supply. You can see them in there. We've got the heat cranked in here because it's a good 30-minute drive for us. But let's get these guys inside and we'll show you our setup. All right, so you've got your guineas home. Of course, we did chicken math and brought some chicks home too. We're gonna let them be raised together. But what you're gonna want is you're going to want, obviously, heat lamp, a good source of food, good water, and some bedding. We like to use the large flake pine shavings. So let's get these guys.
Really?
No, we did not get chickens. Maybe 4. So what you want to do with your guineas, you want to check their bottom half to make sure there is no pasty butt happening. So what they do sometimes is in transit, they give them different food and it doesn't pass through their system in a great way. And so they can actually get poop stuck on their vents and then they're not able to poop and they literally poison themselves from the inside out and it's not fun. So you always check your guineas. Look at that little face. So you check your guineas. You want to show them how you check your guineas. So you just kind of flip them upside down and you can see this one's got a little bit. So we are going to take a warm, wet paper towel and just carefully try and pick that off. So you want to do that with all your chicks when you get them, whether it's ducklings, turkeys, quail, anything, any kind of birds you get from a hatchery or a Tractor Supply or wherever you're getting them from, you always want to check for this. So you can see on here the vent is now clear. So this one is good to go. Put you back in there with your little friend. There you go. Okay. You guys want to get some more guineas out and we'll check them too. Awesome. You always need good little helpers too. Okay, so now that you got your guineas all checked for clear vents, which we've done, then you can add in their water, which we like to put in a splash of apple cider vinegar with every water. Well, maybe not every water, but just at the beginning to get them a good, healthy immune system. And then also a very nutritious food. We did a 20% protein, kind of an all flock chick starter. Here we go. Day 1 with the guinea keats. So as you can see, we only have 4 of the 5 guineas left. One of them didn't make it through. These 4 look pretty spunky, so I'm hopeful that they're gonna make it. So they have chicks in general, chicks, keats, turkey poults, all birds can have kind of a parasite. And it's lethal for them and it's highly contagious. So what we like to do here on our homestead is in their food we have something called coop kelp, builds immune system, just good for overall health. And then in their water we actually put a splash of apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, and a vitamin powder that we get from our local Tractor Supply. So that's just right away. We like to do that. And then after they are a little older, like 2 weeks, the first week is probably not the scariest, but it can be the most deadly part of raising these birds. So if you can get them a jump start, get all their illness out, all the bacteria out of their body, then you'll have a better chance of survival. These 3 right here are super strong and spunky. This one right here I'm going to keep an eye on. A little smaller, isn't as interested in food, so that's kind of an idea that you can keep in the back of your head too. You can watch for that. I might quarantine him or her, but they're such social animals that if you have one by itself, it'll just sit and scream. So we clean out the bedding once a day so that we can clean out all of their feces. That's how it's spread. They just they eat and poop on everything, and that's what happens. So if you can keep that at bay, you'll have a lot more success with your birds. Okay, so you've had your Keats for a couple days now, and look how cute they are. Oh my goodness. They're still pretty small in comparison to these chicks, but these are a larger breed of chicks. So, um, yep, so you're going to continue with the heat lamp. You can move it around. You can, notice, see how they're huddling, not directly under the heat lamp, but just over next to it. So, about one weekend, you can move it a little bit, like up. You can raise it. You can put a thermometer in here. We don't typically do that. We're home all the time, so we watch these guys. We check on them hourly, just to make sure that they're not huddled and too cold or dispersing too far away so it's too hot. So just be on the lookout for that. As you can see, we only have 3 Keats left. So we knew that was a possibility when we picked them up. I think 15 of them came in together, and these are the only 3 that survived. So by the time we got there were only 5 left. And so with these little birds, the parasite that I was talking about before is called coccidia. And so these guys will contract it from the hatcheries, and it's, it just happens. It could be helped, I think, with a little better cleaning process, I guess, between hatches. I'm not sure. I don't run a hatchery, so I'm not going to claim to know. But for us, when we first get our birds, like I told you before, we load them up with vitamins and minerals and cayenne pepper and all the good immune boosting things that we've been able to give them. So just a reminder, in the food, we like to give them a 20% protein food. It's just a starter grower or I think it's starter grower. And this one is for like an all flock. So it will be chicks, guineas, it will be turkeys, ducks, anything that you want, you can do that. I like it. It's got a probiotic and a prebiotic in it, and I feel like that helps just to regulate their gut health. But we put coop kelp in their food, and then in cool, fresh water, at least once a day, if not twice a day. I like to completely empty it out, wash it out, fill it with cool water, and then also put in a dash of apple cider vinegar. I load it up with cayenne pepper. You can see that it's kind of a pinkish hue because it does not hurt them. They don't taste like we do, so it's not, too spicy for them. But what it does is it gets internalized, and then the parasites eat that, and it kills the parasites. So we, along with that, put in colloidal silver and a little bit of that vitamin drench. I don't remember what the name of it is, but I'll show it to you in a little bit. But it just kind of a electrolyte boost, vitamin boost, and it's really helped these 3. They're eating, they're drinking, but what to look for with the coccidia is they'll start to kind of separate themselves from the rest of the birds, and they'll start to get very lethargic. They'll stop eating, they'll stop drinking. It's very, very sad to watch. So that's, again, why we start them the day we get them on this high dose of all of these natural, wonderful things from our planet. So, yeah, just keep them warm. Handle them if you want to. They're very fast right now. So it's trickier to catch them, but in a small space like this, it shouldn't be a problem. All right, so you've had your guineas for a few days now. We've had ours for 5. They're doing super well. Monitoring their food, their water, their grit, their activity, the heat lamp. We keep this room extremely warm, so sometimes during the day when the sun's coming in, I can turn the heat lamp off for a bit, and as you can see, they're not cold at all. So another thing I like to do with them is handle them. So try and pick them up and talk to them, get them used to your voice, things like that. They will tend to stick around a little bit more. All right, so your babies are probably about 2 weeks old now. These guys are a little over 2 weeks, but outgrowing this tote, that's for sure. But man, are they becoming fast friends. These Keats have grown so quickly, and you can see we've still got 3. So I think we're good. I think we're out of the woods. We're still keeping with the apple cider vinegar in the water with the colloidal silver and the cayenne pepper, and also the coop kelp in the food. Changing the bedding daily, which is my job right now. So I'm going to get these guys out, change their bedding. But yeah, just kind of get familiarized with the Keats, because I've noticed with them they're a lot more skittish than the chickens. I think being that they haven't, been overbred and they're more of a wild bird, they don't love being picked up, and their talons are very sharp, so be very careful with those two. But you've made it 2 weeks, and it's been great. They make fun little sounds now, totally different from the chickens. We also have ducks here, and we've had turkeys too. And these guys probably have the coolest, most distinct sounds, I think, that they make, which is really fun. But you can see they all coexist together really nicely. So if you choose to have Keats on your farm or your homestead, they are great with others, at least for the first couple weeks. So yeah, enjoy them. And if you want to follow along with their journey, we have a YouTube channel that we just kind of document our daily lives. So check that out if you want. Thanks so much.